Hi fashion designer, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how to make this bra pattern. It is so easy to make. But before we get started, there is a tool that can either make or break your bra pattern, and that is a measuring tape. So in this tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to actually use this measuring tape to actually make your bra pattern. And another thing, I'm also going to share with you how to calculate your bust dart intake, because it is different for everyone and it also depends on your bust measurement. You really want to know how that it is done. So stay tuned and let's get started. Now, I would advise that when you do take your body measurement, stand in front of a mirror. So I'm going to show you what I have seen in most of the people and what could cause your bust cup to be big. If you're going to place your measuring tape low like this, if you lift it up, you will see that there's an excess of measurements left. There's going to be a lot of fabric left and your cups will be big. Now, the correct way is to place your measuring tape across your bust measurement like this. Make sure that it is straight on the side, at the back, including the bust. Same applies to your under bust measurement. Make sure it is straight, parallel, as you can see here on the video. Now for pattern drafting, get your pattern paper and then find quarter of your bust round circumference. Then I'm going to mark a square of around 23 cm by 23 cm. Now once you're done doing this, you're going to go ahead now and divide the square into 4 equal parts. Do not forget to label all your lines in an alphabetical order. Now let's go ahead and calculate that bust dart intake. You're going to need your bust round circumference, subtract your under bust circumference, and the answer that you find, you will need to divide it by 2. And then the answer that you're going to get, that will be your bust dart intake. Another option will be measuring from point G to point F and divide it into 3. Both of this calculation gave me 3 inches of bust dart intake. Then I've marked 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches on point F. Now, right on point G, I'm going to go up by 40-degree angle, which is going to be 4 centimeter by 40-degree angle. And I'm going to do the same thing also on point E. Now with my curve ruler, I'm going to connect these points. Now, once you are done, we want to move ahead now to point I. Let's refer that as the apex. So if you're on the larger side, you want to go down by 1.5 inches. But if you're on the smaller side, you want to go down by 1 inch and connect the 2 points to form a dot. Now again on point I, you want to decide how much coverage you want for your cup. I went by 3 inches. And on both sides, I took 1/2 inch and another side, I took 1/2 inch. I want to connect this 1/2 inch back to point I. I'm using a curve ruler here because I want to avoid any sharp edges. Now creating the armhole, we want to connect from that 1/2 inch to point D. And also, you want to connect the 1/2 inch to point H to create the neckline. To create the center front gore, I go ahead and measure the center in between your bust. Mine is 2 centimeter, so I'm going to use half of that measurement, which is 1 cm. So that's the one I'm going to mark right there on point H and take it down to point G. Now right here, I am going to mark 2 cm, which is the width of my elastic. So I'm creating an elastic casing of around 2 cm. Seam apply to point E, I am going to add 2 cm of my elastic casing. Go ahead and also measure elastic casing. If it's 1 cm, add 1 cm. Now right here, if you have a problem of gaping with your bra, the option is you can go up by 1 cm on point G, and when you go up on point G by 1 cm, make sure you do the same thing also on the elastic casing. Go up by 1 cm and reconnect it back to the dart leg. Another option will be on point G, go in by 0.5, and also on the elastic casing, go in by 0.5. So these are actually two options. You can either apply both or one of them. Now on point E, you want to go in by 1 cm. And what you do on point E, you also need to do it again on the elastic casing. Then you want to reconnect it back to the cup. Now it's time to calculate the band pattern. For the band, go ahead and measure or get quarter of your underbust measurement and place that measurement from that 1 cm on point E that you went in by. Mine is 8 inches. It is different for everyone. Now, once you're done, measure the width of your hook and eye. Mine is 2 inches, so I'm going to add 2 inches or 4 centimeter wide. And then go in by 2 centimeter or 2.5 and go up again by 2.5 cm. Now take note. I noticed that I connected this band on the wrong side. You want to connect this band right to point D. You want to connect the band back to point D, not where I did it. Now we're going to refer this point as point D. Mark 2 centimeters from here, and that from 1 cm, mark 2 cm towards the bend and connect these 2 points. Now by doing this, you want to separate the frame from the bend. Now if you've reached this part of the tutorial, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Now I went ahead and I constructed the cup. This is how it looks. As you can see, it's not flat and it has a good height to actually fit my bust. Now once you're done drafting the pattern, go ahead and cut it out. So I went ahead now and I joined these two pieces. Again, it's optional, but make sure that you do a 0.5 seam allowance on your pattern. I did that on my cups, including the band. And this is how my cups actually look on me. And as you can see, it's not flat. Everything fits according to the way I like it. And I went ahead and I constructed it on a fabric. If you want to see how to sew this pattern, go ahead and comment down below part 2, and see you on the next one.